probably shouldn't. Okay. I'm sorry about the last recording, which is a bit bifurcated. See if I can get through this interesting intro. I was a stranger in the city, out of town were the people I knew. I had that feeling of self-pity, what to do, what to do, what to do. The outlook was decidedly blue. But as I walked through the foggy streets alone, it turned out to be the luckiest day I've known. A foggy day in London town had me alone, had me down. I viewed the morning with alarm. The British Museum had lost its charm. How long, I wondered, could this thing last? But the age of miracles hadn't passed, for suddenly I saw you there, and through foggy London town the sun was shining everywhere. How long, I wondered, could this thing last? For the age of miracles hadn't passed, for suddenly I saw you there, and through foggy London town the sun was shining everywhere. Everywhere. There you go.
Really good.
My nearest thing to jazz. I'm just intrigued by the chords.
Yeah.
The introduction is murder. It's really hard, and I didn't quite get it right.
Oh,
You did well.
sounded good to me.
Sounded good to me too, Mike. Yeah.
Good. Anyway, I've been practicing it, which of course is cheating, as we all know. On to David, and Mute.
Who wrote that last one? A foggy day in London town. Can't. Sorry.
George Gershwin wrote it.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Well, funnily enough, this is about London, or is set in London anyway. I've sung this before, and it's a very well-known from the early days, Joan Baez. As I walked out of a London bridge one misty morning early, I overheard a fair pretty maid lamenting for her Geordie. Ah, my Geordie will be hanged in a golden chain. 'Tis not the chain of many. He was born of king's royal breed and lost to a virtuous lady. Go saddle me my milk-white steed, go bridle me my pony, for I must ride to London Court to plead for the life of my Geordie. Oh, my Geordie never stole nor cow nor calf, he never hurted any. Stole 16 of the king's royal deer and sold them in Bohemy. 2 pretty babies have I borne, the third lies in my body. I freely part with them every one, if you spare the life of Geordie. The judge looked over his left shoulder. He said, fair maid, I'm sorry. He said, fair maid, you must be gone, for I cannot pardon Geordie. My Geordie will be hanged in a golden chain. It's not the chain of many. Oh, he was born of the king's royal breed and lost to a virtuous lady.
Thank you, David. Lovely song.
Thank you.
Lovely. Great song. Thank you, David.
Okay.
Mike.
Anything else? Well, break the chain. This isn't about London. I'm afraid it's a long way away. But on Saturday, we went and with a number of teams, and we danced in Woodbridge for Children in Need. And afterwards, we were, for some strange reason, sitting in a pub. I can't imagine why we'd do that. Sitting in a pub, and sitting alongside me, there were 2 people having an in-depth discussion about what they were doing for the rest of the week. And I thought, oh yeah, haven't done that one in absolutely ages. You can guess from this what they were about to go and do for the rest of the week. One day in October, neither drunken nor sober, o'er Bradbury Down I was wending my way, when I heard of some ringing, some dancing and singing. I'll always remember that Jubilee Day. 'Twas in Ashwater town, the bells they did sound, they rang for a belt and a hat laced with gold, and the men of Northloo rang so steady and true that there never were better in Devon, I hold. 'Twas misunderstood, for the men of Broadwood rang a peal on the tenor should never have been, but the men of Northloo rang so steady and true, a difficult matter to beat them, I ween. 'Twas in Ashwater town, the bells they did sound, they rang for a belt and a hat laced with gold, and the men of Northloo rang so steady and true that there never were better in Devon, I hold. Those abroad would being naughty, they said to our party, we'll ring you a challenge again in a round. We'll give you the chance in St. Stephen's by Launceston, the prize to the winner, a note of £5. 'Twas in Carlington town, the bells they did sound, they rang for a belt, and the hat laced with gold. And the men of Northloo rang so steady and true, that there never were better in Devon, I hold. So the match it went on at good Carlington, and the bells they rang out o'er the valley below. And the old and young people, the hale and the feeble, they came out to hear the sweet bell music flow. 'Twas in Carlington town, the bells they did sound, they rang for a belt and a hat laced with gold. And the men of Northloo rang so steady and true, that there never were better in Devon, I hold. Those abroad would once more were obliged to give o'er, they were beaten completely again in a round. But the men of Northloo rang so steady and true, no better than they in the West can be found. 'Twas in Ashwater town, then in Carlington town, they rang for a belt and a hat laced with gold. And the men of Northloo rang so steady and true, that there never were better in Devon, I hold. Bowling.
Well, mate,
Well done. Very good. Not easy to sing, actually.
No, it's not easy.
Have you done bell ringing? You're the sort of person that might have done.
Well, you know, I've often wondered. I've actually been in a ringing chamber while they've been ringing, but no, I've never actually done it. But we have a number of friends who have, and fascinating.
Yeah.
I was in the bell chamber of St. Lawrence Church in Ipswich, and they've got 5 bells, and I was amazed to discover that the tower shakes while they're ringing. The tower sways, and I said, "The tower sways," and they said, "Yeah, they all do." And he said,
Really?
"Yeah," he said, "You should try going into St. Mary Le Tower in Ipswich." He said, "They've got 12 bells." He said, "When they're in full flow, things fall off the wall and all sorts." He said, "It's dreadful."
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, yeah. But,
Didn't know that.
no, I suppose no, neither did I, which was rather worrying when I was sitting there realizing that the thing was swaying. But still,
Yes, it makes sense, really. I always remember going to St. Bride's in London, which is the journalists' church,
yeah,
and I've been there quite often, really. And their tower now has it's a famous tower because it was supposed to be the origin of the wedding cake. You know,
yeah,
I don't know if there's any truth to it, but it's always said that St. Bride's was the wedding cake inspired it, the shape of it.
yeah.
And the bells don't ring anymore. They've got this ghastly electronic sound now
Oh, yeah,
because the tower's too weak to hold the bells. You know,
right,
it
yeah.
crumbled away.
Well, the St. Lawrence Church in Ipswich has 5 bells, and they're the oldest peal of 5 bells anywhere in the country. And they were put in there at the time of Cardinal Wolsey, and that was fine until in the 1870s the Oxford movement decided to upgrade the church and make it more Gothic, and the bells were moved. They heightened the tower, and the bells were moved and put at the top of the new tower, which is wonderful flushwork. And they rang the bells, and bits fell off the flushwork and all sorts, and so they stopped ringing them. And for years they were never rung, but eventually, back in the 1980s, the Great and Good of Ipswich decided they ought to ring again, So the bells were redone at Whitechapel, which are still going in those days,
Oh,
and then they were lowered in the tower. So they were put down in the old tower further down, and now they're rung again every Wednesday afternoon if there's enough ringers around. So you still hear them, the old
oh,
five bells. Yeah, that's which is lovely.
yeah. Oh,
Mm,
there's nothing to beat it. I
no,
always remember at the times there was a, in newspapers you get these stories, regular stories that come up every, I don't know, 4 or 5 years.
mm,
You think, oh great, yeah, I always loved that one. And one of them is that someone is protesting against the sound of bells in the village. You
mm,
know, the bells have been there for about 500 years.
yeah,
The people moved in yesterday, but they still bring a court case to try and stop.
yeah,
You know, I
yeah,
remember last time it happened going down to the newspaper library we had just underneath my feet, big library there, and those are the days. And
mm,
bringing out the file, and it went right back to 1800. You know, the Times has started in 1780, I think.
yeah,
And you know the clippings file go right back, all the same story. People protesting against the church bells. It's a wonderful thing.
yeah,
Anyway, that's enough of all this.
yeah.
Um,
There you go.
on to Paddy. Paddy.
A similar thing. I always think it's quite funny when people go and sell up in the town and go and live by the sea, then complain about seagulls. I was
Before we
same.
go on, are we putting in the songs in the chat? I've put mine in. Yeah,
Okay. Yep.
yeah.
Right. I've done this before. Tonight I'm keeping it light and paddy whackery. That's what it's getting tonight. Simple. 'Cause I haven't been playing or singing or doing anything, so I thought Percy French. You can't go far wrong with Percy French. His word's actually quite clever. Apparently, he's a wonderful performer on stage, but I don't know. Both these songs are actually about unrequited love, unreturned love, and lust. Eileen, oh, that the darling name is. Through the barony, her features they were famous. If we all loved her, who was there to blame us? For wasn't she the pride of Petrovor? But her beauty made us all so shy, not a man could look her in the eye. Boys, oh boys, sure that's the reason why we're in mourning for the pride of Petrovor. Eileen, oh, my heart is growing grey, ever since the day you wandered far away. Eileen, oh, there's good fish in the sea, but there's none of them like the pride of Petrovor. Friday at the fair in Ballintubber, Eileen met McGrath the cattle jobber. Got to set me mark upon the robber, for he stole away the pride of Petrovor. He never seemed to see the girl at all, even when she ogled him from underneath her shawl. Looking big and masterful when she was looking small, most provoking for the pride of Petrovor. Eileen, oh, my heart is growing grey, ever since the day you wandered far away. Eileen, oh, there's good fish in the sea, but there's none of them like the pride of Petrovor. So it went, as was in the beginning. Eileen Og was bent upon the winning. Big McGrath contentedly was grinning, being courted by the pride of Petrovor. Says he, I know a girl that could knock you into fits. At that Eileen nearly lost her wits. The upshot of the ruction is that now the robber sits with his arm around the pride of Petrovor. Eileen, oh, my heart is growing grey, ever since the day you wandered far away. Eileen, oh, there's good fish in the sea, but there's none of them like the pride of Petrovor. Boys, oh boys, with fate it's hard to grapple. Of my eyes, Eileen was the apple. Now I see her walk into the chapel with the hardest featured man in Petrovor. Now, boys, this is all I have to say. When you do your courting, make no display. If you want them to run after you, just walk the other way, for they're mostly like the pride of Petrevore. Eileen, oh, my heart is growing grey ever since the day you wandered far away. Eileen, oh, there's good fish in the sea, but there's none of them like the pride of Petrevore.
Great song. There you go.
Good old close
Great
friend.
song. Great words in it.
Aren't they good?
That's also
A witty song.
Yes.
Okay, Liam and Billy.
Billy. This is a song I've done before, but Billy hasn't done it with me, so it's new to Billy. It's a song written by by Runrig, by the brothers Rory and Callum MacDonald, who I think came from Shetland Islands. Shetland Islands. But it's a song of a light song about courtship, but it takes place at a weekend of there's a shinty match, a shinty being like hurling in Ireland, and there's all sorts of bands playing in the town and walking up and down, and it's a good song, different. It's called The Pride of the Summer, or Billy likes to call it Beat the Drum. I still hear the snares in the square, colours ablaze in the evening. The air was still going down Stormy Hill. It's good to be young and daring. Beat the drum, like a heartbeat, lonely and strong. Beat the drum. I still see the blood on the knees. They came and swing without warning. The lads in white at the speed of light. It's good to be young and daring. Beat the drum, like a heartbeat, lonely and strong. Beat the drum. Across the bay I can still hear the strains, the two-step loud and blaring. We walk hand in hand to the accordion band. It's good to be young and daring. Beat the drum, like a heartbeat, lonely and strong. Beat the drum. She was the pride of the summer that year. She was my sweetheart, my lady. We walked the black walk and we stopped by the lock. It's good to be young and daring. Beat the drum, like a heartbeat, lonely and strong. Beat the drum. I still hear the snares in the square, colours ablaze in the evening. The air was still going down Stormy Hill. It's good to be young and daring. Beat the drum, like a heartbeat, lonely and strong. Beat the drum, like a heartbeat, lonely and strong. Beat the drum, like a heartbeat, lonely and strong. Beat the drum.
Lovely.
Thank you.
Very good.
Very good. It's a kind of like a positive organ you've got there, like Dolly Collins used to have.
Oh yeah.
You should. I can imagine they might ask for you in church from time to time. Thing like that.
I might be so lucky.
I don't think so.
I remember once when I was just 20 years old or something, a vicar near Henley said, "Will I come and play for the Christmas service?" and I was terribly flattered. And I went quite a way to this medieval church up in Littlebed with my guitar. He heard I played. When I got there were 3 other people with their guitars all waiting to play. And what he hadn't told me is I was part of a group. I was bitterly disappointed. Anyway, that's... other people have done this. I know, and I just hope no one's done it recently. I can't remember now. I've never done it before. This is the SS Edmund Fitzgerald Gordon Lightfoot song, and it's rather long. I'm sorry about this, but it's appropriate because this boat sank in Lake Superior, the largest boat ever to have sunk on an American lake, and it sunk 50 years ago this month, November the 10th, 1975, with the loss of the entire crew of 29 men, and Gordon Lightfoot wrote this song about it. The legend lives on from the Chippewa on down of the big lake they call Gitchigumi. The lake, it is said, never gives up her dead when the skies of November turn gloomy, with a load of iron ore 26,000 tons more than the Edmund Fitzgerald weighed empty. That good ship and true was a bone to be chewed when the gales of November came early. Well, the ship was the pride of the American side, coming back from some mill in Wisconsin. As the big freighters go, it was bigger than most, with a crew and good captain well seasoned, concluding some terms with a couple of steel firms when they left fully loaded for Cleveland. And later that night, when the ship's bell rang, could it be the north wind that they are feeling? The wind in the waves made a tittle-tale sound, and a wave broke over the railing. And every man knew, as the captain did too, 'twas the witch of November come stealing. Well, the dawn came late, and the breakfast had to wait, when the gates of November came slashing. When afternoon came, it was freezing rain in the face of a hurricane west wind. When supper time came, the old cook came on deck saying, "Fellas, it's too rough to feed you." At 7 p.m, a main hatchway caved in. He said, "Fellas, it's been good to know ya." The captain wired in, he had water coming in, and the good ship and crew was in peril. And later that night, when the lights went out of sight, came the wreck of the Edmund Fitzgerald. Well, does anyone know where the love of God goes when the waves turn the minutes to hours? The searchers all say they'd have made Whitefish Bay if they put 15 more miles behind her. They might have split up, or they might have capsized. They may have broke deep and took water. But all that remains is the faces and the names of the wives and the sons and the daughters. Lake Huron rose, Superior sings, in the rooms of her ice-water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams, the islands and bays of a sportsman. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. And the iron boats go, as the manners all know, with the gates of November, remember. In a musty old hall in Detroit they prayed, in the Maritime Sailors' Cathedral. The old church bells chimed till it rang 29 times, or each man on the Edmund Fitzgerald. And the legend lives on in the Chippewa and down on the big lake they call Gitchigumi. Superior, they said, never gives up her dead when the gales of November come early.
Man.
There's his song. Never say I don't sing a ballad. That's quite good. It's better when Gordon Giltrap does it.
Yeah.
It's quite a good song, actually. And every year, apparently, the relatives gather by the shores of the lake and remember the 29 people who died. It's only 50 years ago. Anyway, that's quite enough for me. On to David.
Thank you,
Mute,
Peter.
mute.
This again is sort of in memory because this is the season of remembrance, and it's a song I've done quite a few times, but I always like doing this. It's actually called Home Lad Home, one because it's basically a soldier in the field remembering when he was driving the horse and cart with the farm labourers sitting sideways on their way back home. And this is back in Hampshire, but this was a poem written during the First World War. Behind a trench in Flanders, the sun was dropping low. With tramp and creak and jingle, I heard the gun teams go. When something seemed to mind me, but dreaming as I lay on my own old Hampshire village at the quiet end of day. Round thatch with garden blooming, with lily and with rose, and the cool and shining river, so pleasant where she flows. Wild fields of oats and barley, and elderflowers like foam, and the sky all gold with sunset, and the horses going home. Home, lad, home, all among the corn and clover. Home, lad, home, when the time for work is over. Oh, there's rest for horse and man when the longest day is done, and they'll all go home together at the setting of the sun. Oh, Captain, Prince, and Blossom, I see them all so plain, with tasseled ear caps nodding all along the leafy lane. Somewhere a bird is calling, and there's swallows flying low, and the lads all sitting sideways, singing as they go. Home, lad, home, all among the corn and clover. Home, lad, home, when the time for work is over. Oh, there's rest for horse and man when the longest day is done, and they'll all go home together at the setting of the sun. Well, gone is many a lad now, and many a horse gone too, of all the lads and horses from those old fields I knew. There's Dick that died at Quinchie, and Prince beside the guns, on that long red road of glory, a mile or two from Mons. Dead lads and shadowy horses, I see them just the same. I see them and I know them, and I call them each by name. Riding down from harvest, when all the west's aglow, and the lads all sitting sideways and singing as they go. Home, lad, home, with the sunlight on their faces. Home, lad, home, to the quiet, happy places. Oh, the rest for horse and man, when the harvest fight is done, and they all go home together, the setting of the sun. Home, lad, home, all among the corn and clover. Home, lad, home, when the time for work is over. Oh, there's rest for horse and man, when the longest day is done, and they'll all go home together, the setting of the sun.
Very good, David. Nice.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Beautiful stuff. Good, and on to Mike.
Go. Just continuing the theme briefly, a song that was associated with St Nicholas Church in Kings Norton, and the words are said to have been found in the church tower, but who knows. And it refers to the hanging of new bells in the church in 1783. So we'll see if we can imagine. I was going to sing it unaccompanied, but I thought, well, it might work on this, so we'll see. Might not, but we'll try. When Norton raised at last, my friends, a new bell in the steeple, the ringers tried to make amends by rousing up the people. One morn, you know, before cockcrow, suddenly got a ringing, and for to make a new bell wake, set all the bells a swinging. For they banged each bell and they rang so well, so true their part did take, that from morn till night there was loud delight at Norton's new bell wake. Such a ringing never was known before, they fairly shook the spire. It kicked up one continuous roar to slam round change and fire. And the guns did shoot and the folks did hoot on hearing such a clatter, and they ran about to see the rout and learn what was the matter. For they banged each bell and they rang so well, so true their part did take, that from morn till night there was loud delight at Norton's new bell wake. Now the beadle at some parsonage made the second bell to sing. Wrencher Jim the third pulled in, the fourth did Collins ring. Dimple fifth and Atkins Ben chimed in the sixth so merry. Tom Mason seventh, the tenor bell was rattled in by Jerry. For they banged each bell and they rang so well, so true their part did take, that from morn till night there was loud delight in Norton's new bell wake. Now they drank to at a furious rate, barely spent their store. 2p was all left on the plate, they could raise no more. But the warden coming just in time behaved them fair and well, and they gave a shout when he turned out, 2 shillings for each bell. For they banged each bell and they rang so well, so true their part did take, that from morn till night there was loud delight at Norton's new bell wake. Well, at length came night, and what a sight, stand on Norton Green, What a squall at the husband's stall when they fired her magazine. It was smoke and piss and crack and whiz, made the neighbourhood shake. And folks thought the devil, as seemed but civil, had come to the new bell wake. For they banged each bell and they rang so well, so true their part did take, that from morn till night there was loud delight at Norton's new bell wake.
Hey. Very nice.
Very nice. Indeed, okay. Very good.
A lot of songs about bell. It's your second bell ringing song, isn't it?
I know, yeah, that's your lot.
Are we going to have a third?
No. Well, not unless I can find one in the next 5 minutes, but no, I don't think so.
Well, there's also the Bells of Rimney. You remember that one?
Yes, oh yes, yeah, that's right, yeah.
Great Tommy's Cast.
Yeah.
Around.
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oranges and Lemons, yeah, that's the one, yeah.
Well, yes, of course. I remember the foundry at Whitechapel when I worked in Tower Hamlets. I used to walk up there sometimes last time, and you could see them working from
Right.
making the bells
Wow.
from outside in the street. It's
Wow,
a
yeah.
great shame it closed.
Yeah.
It's the
right.
last one, I think.
Is the Norton Foundry still going?
Is it?
Oh,
It is. The Bell Foundry.
right.
Where?
So you sang about Norton. Isn't that a Bell Foundry as well?
I don't know. Kings Norton in Worcestershire. I don't know what it is. I
Oh, all right. I thought
don't
it was
know. No, it's
referring to-
yeah,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. But I mean, there must be one somewhere because I mean, obviously, bells are really quite popular. These folks I was saying, they are training them because St Mary Tower, St Mary Church in Ipswich now is a minster, and so they have one of these bell practice things. I've not seen it, so I don't understand it. But apparently, there is a way that you can go and you can train to be a bell ringer. And so I know a couple of folks who do that, and then they go out and ring them, particularly in the villages round about here, so that they keep the bells going, which is nice.
Yeah, it's important. The head. I must have written about 1,000 headlines at the Times, if not more, probably more. I can only really remember two of them. And the one I was proudest of, because I wrote it for the front page, on a story that in Yorkshire, and forgive me if I've told you this before, in Yorkshire there was a group of ne'er-do-wells who were going round and breaking into church towers and ringing the bells at night and then scarpering. It's a great story. And we ran it across the bottom of the front page, and I kind of felt this headline coming on me, and it was ring that bell, then run like the clappers.
Yeah.
And,
Well done.
yeah.
just sometimes you think, yes.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good one. Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough about me. On to Paddy. Paddy, your turn.
Continuing the theme of I'm off here. Continuing the theme of Percy French, another one. This one's called Little Bridget Flynn. Similar in a way, but this one hasn't got the courage to ask. I've a nice little house and a cow or two with grass. I've a plant garden running by the door. I've a shelter for the hens and a stable for the ass. Now what could a man want more? I don't know, maybe so, but a bachelor is easy and he's free. But I've lots to look after, oh, I'm living all alone. Sure nobody's looking after me. My father often tells me I should go and have a try to find a girl that owns a bit of land. And I know that why he says it, that there's someone on his mind, and my mother has the whole thing planned. I don't know, maybe so, but could mollify them greatly to agree. Now there's little Bridget Flynn, sure it's her I'd love to win, but she never has an eye for me. Now there's a little girl who's worth a weight in gold, and that's a decent dowry, don't you see? And I mean to go and ask her just as soon as I get bold, if she'll come and have an eye for me. Will she go? I don't know, but I'd love to have her sitting on me knee. And I'll sing like a thrush in a hawthorn bush, if she'll come and have an eye for me.
What a lovely,
Lilting,
gentle song that is.
Yes.
Yes.
last bit of lilting.
Sorry, what?
Last bit of lilting there.
Ah,
It sounded almost professional.
almost professional.
Come and have an eye for me. I love it. Okay. Thank you, Paddy. Liam, Billy, Liam.
Okay,
Your turn.
we're going to do one again. I've done it before. I don't think Billy and I have done it, but it was one of a favourite of Chris's. This song. I think I only heard him do it once, but he liked it. Called Boozing. So it's a joiner inner chorus. Now what do you think I've been doing all day? Boozing, bloody well boozing. And how do you think I've been spending my pay? Boozing, bloody well boozing. Don't say that I'm wrong, for yous know I'm not right. Don't argue the point, for yous know I can't fight. But where would yous like me to take yous tonight? Boozing, bloody well boozing. Boozing, boozing when you are dry. Boozing, boozing suits you and I. Some does it open and more on the sly, but all of us likes to go boozing.
What are the joys of the labouring man?
Boozing, bloody well boozing.
And what is he doing whenever he can?
He's boozing, bloody well boozing.
Comes home on a Saturday, gives his wife all. She goes off to the market, makes many's a call. But what
Brings her home, clinging on to the wall. Boozing, bloody well boozing. Boozing, boozing when you are dry. Boozing, boozing suits you and I. Some does it open and more on the sly, but all of us likes to go boozing. And what do the Salvation Army shoot down? Boozing, bloody well boozing. And what are they preaching in every town? Boozing, bloody well boozing. What they preach they don't practice, of that there's no doubt. For on the street corners they stand and they shout. But what are they doing when the lights are gone out? They're boozing, bloody well boozing. Boozing, boozing when you are dry. Boozing, boozing suits you and I. Some does it open and more on the sly, but all of us likes to go boozing.
And what are the joys of the jolly Jack Tar?
Boozing, bloody well boozing.
And what are the joys of the bold sons of war?
Boozing, bloody well boozing.
And what makes Ireland the land of the free? And if another French war was to be,
Where would you find the likes of me? Boozing, bloody well boozing. Boozing, boozing when you are dry. Boozing, boozing, suits you and I. Some does it open and more on the sly. But all of us likes to go boozing.
Hey, very good.
Ah,
Thank you.
I've heard that once before, but a long time ago. Uh, thank you.
It's
Where
strange.
did you find that song then, Liam?
It
Or
was done
have you known it since you were a child in the cradle?
No, not that long. Half as long. No, we got it from Jimmy Crowley.
Jimmy Crowley. Jimmy Crowley.
From Cork.
Park.
Sang it.
When I first got into the Morris world, and started going around the country to various events, you could hear that song at almost every single event.
Is that right?
My goodness.
It was always done by the Morris men and always sung, and it went on for years. And then, strangely, it then dropped out, and then it's become one of those songs that was hugely popular, sung everywhere, and then suddenly no one sings it anymore. Yeah, really weird. There's loads of songs like that, that
Yes, all of
you
them.
used to hear, and then
Yeah.
so no, that one I say was done almost every time, and someone would do it, and then it disappeared. So yeah, nice to hear it again, and
Yes.
sung so
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Okay, my turn. Nothing as rambunctious as that. So I first heard this when I was a teenager in a folk club. We used to have a guy, a big Irish fella, and all he was interested in was blues music, and he had a good guitar. Nothing quite as fancy as Paddy's guitar, which I see has the hole in the wrong place. I don't know if you've noticed that, Paddy, but the hole is in the wrong place on your guitar. Can't hear. I still can't hear you. I can't hear you. But never
It
mind.
must have been a terrible mistake. I got it cheap, right?
Very good. Anyway, so this guy used to sing a whole lot of stuff, including Big Bill Broonzy songs. And he sang this, which is Big Bill Broonzy's version of the song. And then I afterwards discovered that it had been written in 1936 by Guy Lombardo, and everyone has covered it, including Bob Dylan. But the Broonzy version is the one I still like. And Eric Clapton made a version exactly like the Broonzy one. So I think that's the one that stayed in popular consciousness. When did you leave heaven? How could they let you go? How's everything in heaven? I'd really like to know. Why did you trade heaven for these earthly things? Where'd you hide your little halo? Baby, where'd you lose your way? Well, have they missed you? Or could you get back in? If I kissed you, would it be a sin? I am only human, but you are so divine. When did you leave heaven, little old angel mine? they missed you? Or could you get back in? And if I kissed you, would it be a sin? I am only human, but you are so divine. When did you leave heaven, little old angel mine? Little old angel mine. Yeah,
Yeah.
very simple.
Great, Peter. Lovely.
I just love that old blues stuff.
Excellent.
Anyway, that's enough of that. On to
Liam, yeah, that's right. Well, I've sung two fairly serious songs, so this is one that I've done before, but it's not everyone will remember the name of Buffy St. Marie, but most of us, I think, will. She wrote this song sincerely tongue-in-cheek, but I quite like it. Now, oh, Johnny be fair and Johnny be fine and wants me for to wed. And I would marry Johnny, but my father up and said, I'm sad to tell you, daughter, what your mother never knew, that Johnny is a son of mine and so he's kin to you. Well, Jimmy be fair and Jimmy be fine and wants me for to wed. And I would marry Jimmy, but my father up and said, I'm sad to tell you, daughter, what your mother never knew, that Jimmy too is a son of mine and so he's kin to you. Well, Billy be fair and Billy be fine and wants me for to wed. And I would marry Billy, but my father up and said, I'm sad to tell you, daughter, what your mother never knew, that Billy too is a son of mine and so he's kin to you. You've never seen a girl so sad and sorry as I was. The boys in town are all my kin and my father is the cause. If life did thus continue, I would die a single death. And so I'll go to mother and complain to her of this. Oh, daughter, haven't I taught you to forgive and to forget? And if your father sows his oats, why still you needn't fret. Your father may be father to all the boys in town, and still he's not the one who fathered you, so marry whom you will.
very good.
Very good.
Very good.
Good punchline, that one.
Fun
Good
song.
finishing punchline.
Yes.
I've heard it before and I always forget the punchline.
That's good.
David has done it before. It's very good. Short and good.
Very good. Thank you. And on to Mike.
This one isn't a bell ringing one, right? And in fact, this one I wasn't going to do until I switched this on, and you were saying, David, that you'd spoken to Laura, and I thought, okay, then, so perhaps I'll do one that I know that Chris liked. So this one is another one he likes. But I also think this one is really a very interesting song. Chris, I think, got it from the same way that I did, which is from the Singing of the Watersons. And I always, for many years, assumed it was a Yorkshire song done by the Watersons, until I discovered that actually it wasn't at all. It was a song that was written by a guy called James Bland, who was an American songwriter and wrote songs for minstrel shows, for blackface minstrels. And he wrote this one. And this one travelled around an awful lot and eventually got changed so much that it comes out like this from the Singing of the Watersons. But there are still a few lines that come out of the original song, which is, I think, is just fascinating, really. When first I come down Yorkshire, not many years ago, I met with a little Yorkshire girl I'd have years old to know. She was so blithe, so buxom, so beautiful and gay. Just listen and I'll tell you what her father used to say. Keep me daughter decent, don't do her any harm. And when I die I'll leave you both me tidy little farm. Me cow, me pig, me sheep, me goat, me stock, me fields and barns, and all the little chickens in me garden. When first I went to court me girl, she was so awful shy. She never said a blooming word while other folks stood by. But when she got me on me own, made me bane the day. Now listen while I tell you what her father used to say. Keep me daughter decent, don't do her any harm. And when I die I'll leave you both me tidy little farm. Me cow, me pig, me sheep, me goat, me stock, me fields and barns, and all the little chickens in me garden. So I wed me Yorkshire girl, so pleasing to me mind. I said that I'd prove true to her, she'd prove true in kind. We had 3 bairns that growed up now, me Grandad on the way. And when I look into their eyes, can hear their father say, keep me daughter decent, don't do her any harm. And when I die I'll leave you both me tidy little farm. Me cow, me pig, me sheep, goat, me stock, me fields and barns, and all the little chickens in me garden. There you go.
Well done.
Thank you very much. And as often before, I think I forgot to mute in that. You may get the odd cough on the recording. Sorry about that.
We did. But you're right.
It's lovely. It's a great song. I remember Chris doing it many times.
Yeah. In the original song, there's a line that says, when I die, I'll leave you my stock and farm, my horse, my cow, my sheep, my plough, my ox, my house and barn, which is about the only one that survived into the Yorkshire version, but it's that sort of thing. So fascinating the way that it walked around and ended up being sung by the Watersons.
They heard it at a fair in somewhere in Yorkshire, so they did.
Yeah, yes.
And,
yeah, so yes.
It's known the guy who was singing it, you know.
Yeah, so there's the folk process. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Chris loved to sing that song.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like a minstrel song at all.
No, that's right. No, because see, in the original words it says, I once did know an old farmer, he's a good and faithful old soul. I used to work upon his farm down by his country home. It's the original version is obviously was done to a different tune because it's it wouldn't scan to the Yorkshire one. But
Good.
yeah.
Well, thank you, Mike. On to Paddy
Right, okay.
with his interesting guitar. What is that? Why is that guitar got a
This is
hole
that
like
big
that?
carbon one. The Amicus, they call it. What I'm suffering with, actually, the strings, the top strings started playing out of tune. Never mind. I try not to use them. Now this is a special treat for Liam. That's when I like this one. One of his favourites. It's actually, I thought it was one of these American sort of Sudi Irish ones, but apparently it said it's traditional. But it can't be, surely. but it's quite good fun. I never tried it before, so I'll see what happens. Can anybody tell me where the Blarney Roses grow? It might be down in Limerick town, it might be in Mayo. Somewhere in the Emerald Island, this I want to know. Can anybody tell me where the Blarney Roses grow? 'Twas over in Old Ireland near the town of Cushendall. One morn I met a damsel there, the fairest of them all. 'Twas with my young affections, my money she did go. She told me she belonged to where the Blarney Roses grow. Her cheeks were like red roses, her hair's a raven hue. Before that she had done with me, she had me raving too. She surely left me stranded, not a coin she left, you know. The damsel that belonged to where the Blarney Roses grow. Can anybody tell me where the Blarney Roses grow? Might be down in Limerick town, it might be in Mayo. It's somewhere in the Emerald Island, this I want to know. Can anybody tell me where the Blarney Roses grow? There's roses in Kilkenny, there's some in County Clare. But upon me word the lads, me boys, I can't find anywhere. She blinded me for the power, she left me breaking no. The damsel that belonged to where the Blarney Roses grow. A crouch like on a crying man, she murmured soft to me. If you belong to Ireland, yourself belongs to me. Her Donegal, come on, he broke, it captured me, you know. Bad luck to her and bugger the place where the Blarney Roses grow.
Fantastic. Oh,
Didn't know that was a favourite of mine, Paddy.
Oh yes, I thought you'd like that.
Oh, I have heard it many times. Paddy and I backed it many times too.
Yes, never on that, man. I just thought it.
Paddy, can you explain the stringing on that guitar? Is it like what is it like, a mandolin?
No, it's actually like a guitar on the 10th fret.
10 frets, all right.
No, on the 10th fret. So it's tuned
fret.
like a guitar. And
Yeah.
I've got it dropped D, but I mean it's actually.
Yeah. You seem to have
I've got it on
more,
the 2nd fret, so it's like a guitar up an octave, a
But
12
it's
string.
12 strings.
Yeah,
12
so
string.
12 strings.
All right, yeah. It's got a lovely sound.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
nice. And it's an emerald, is it?
Emerald, yes.
And
I told you to look at the website. If you haven't, it's well worth it. It really is worth it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's space age. It really is.
yeah.
Basic.
Yeah.
Wow.
And what is that particular one called?
It's called an amicus. I don't know why they call that, but it's what they just refer to it as an amicus.
Oh,
But they make practically everything. I mean, every type of string guitar you can imagine: double necks, 12 strings, different size bodies, baritones, the lot. They've got the lot.
that's
You're
got
playing it
lovely
very
sound.
fast for a 12-string guitar. That's very clever.
But it's very small. Actually, it suits. I think it quite suits that type of stuff. Actually, it's quite nice to do it like that. It's fun.
That's not a Percy French, is it? That one?
No, that one's not. I don't. That one I looked up to see who wrote that, but it says it's unknown.
Oh,
It's just a lot of people sing it, and nobody knows who wrote it.
Is it
Yeah.
traditional, Paddy?
So they say it's traditional. I don't believe it from the words. They sound a bit too sort of stagey
No,
to me.
no.
yeah,
But it's fun. It goes
Yeah.
along.
great.
Bug of the place the roses grow.
Yeah.
The Blarney Roses grow.
Bonnie
The
Rose.
Blarney Roses go, yeah, Blarney.
Good. Thank you very much. And very enjoyable. And finally to Billy and Liam to sing us out.
Again, top billing now.
So you get top billing. I'm not happy about that. Anyway, we're going to finish off with a slow little love song, a song that was written by the great, and I say the great, Delia Murphy, because in Ireland she was great in the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. She was a singer collector, and she wrote this song, and during the Second World War, her husband, Dr. Thomas J. Kiernan, was the ambassador to the Irish ambassador to Rome when she was there. Apparently, she aided the Vatican official Monsignor Hugh O'Flaherty in saving the lives of 6,050 Allied soldiers and Jews at that time. So she's done good in her life, I would say. Anyway, the song is called Liffey Side. I've done it before. I don't think I've done it with Billy, but
I can't remember it. I'm hoping that I'll remember it in the moment.
when some crystal clouds of dawn o'er the moor is peeping, past the ceiling where my love through the night is sleeping. From Liffey side I call to you, dear love, don't ever be forlorn. Dear love, the night is ending, and soon will bring another dawn. When at noon the sun is high in the sky above you, every living thing that moves seems to say I love you. From Liffey side I call to you, dear love, the sun is shining high. Dear love, the sun is shining, and the sun is shining bright for you. In the evening by the fire, with the crickets singing, the swallows to their nests to the eaves are winging. From Liffey side I call to you, across the meadows and the moor. Dear love, the night is ending, and soon will bring another dawn. From Liffey side I call to you, across the meadows and the moor. Dear love, the night is ending, and soon will bring another dawn.
Oh, wonderful.
Lovely.
Thank you. Thank you.
Liam, my childhood, I was spent listening to Delia Murphy. And
Yeah, I
all
think you
the-
said that before.
all
Your
those old
mother.
records. My mother had all those 78s.
Well, you know, she was probably before our time, but she was very, very famous apparently. Very, very popular. Famous.
What's her name? Celia Murphy.
Delia.
Delia.
Delia Murphy.
Delia.
Uh-huh.
Delia Murphy. Well, it's a lovely song.
Mm.
Yeah.
It's too short. You really want to get into it, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, that winds it up, I think.
Yeah.
Let's. I don't know. I always think there should be parish news at this stage.
Well,
But,
I have a couple of questions I would like to raise.
Mhm.
Where we used to have theme nights, and we used to have request nights. Does anybody feel inclined to want to do those again or try those?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Certainly the requests ones,
think-
I know.
We better ask Peter first. What do you
well,
think?
I'm in your hands. My only reservation is that in a month's time, the Tuesday after next fortnight, I'm not sure I can do it because there's a concert on. I think we're going to. But other than that, themes.
Yeah.
I think, yeah, the theme the theme might be a good one because the request. I mean, we haven't at the moment got Chris's amazing.
No, no, and I'm not equipped to do it.
Oh, that's
No.
right, and we know. So requests might be a little more difficult, but I mean, themes would be a really good idea.
Okay, if anyone wants to suggest a theme, David, have you got one in mind?
I haven't got one in mind, but should we perhaps leave it till after Christmas?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Because next fortnight, in a
So
fortnight's time, we'll be
the
into
second you can't make it, Peter. Is that what you're saying? The second,
No, the second is fine. I can make that one. That's
That's
the
a
one after
fortnight.
that. I think.
That's a fortnight.
That'll be the 16th. You can't make it.
yeah.
Yes, 16th. Well, I might be able to. There's a concert we rather want to go to that night,
Well, yeah, go to the concert. That's
but
fine.
I can let you know.
Yeah,
Oh, well,
Certainly, the second I'm up for.
yeah.
okay.
Definitely. I can do the second. If we do go for the 16th, I can do that one. But then there's going to be a slight hiatus
Yeah.
because after that, when sort of the next fortnight should be, we'd be in the process of moving up to Warwickshire. So,
You'll be a freeborn man of the travelling people.
Yes. I hope you're not going to give us piffling excuses, Michael.
yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Michael,
I
have you
can
also-
piffle with the best of them.
Have you got a horse to pull the thing?
Yeah, maybe we could all come and push.
Oh, okay, then, yeah, right. Well, if I have a word with my friend David here, I'm sure he can give us a couple of bullocks or something. They can bullock parts. We can do it like that. Yeah.
I suggest that we leave it till after Christmas. The idea of a theme.
Okay, right.
Yeah. And we can, yeah.
Yes.
We decide on the 16th when we're going to meet again
Yeah.
Yeah.
after Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Assuming we meet the 16th. But Peter, perhaps when we meet on the 2nd, you'll have more knowledge.
By then I'll know. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. That's fine.
And even if I'm not there, you can carry on and do it without me.
Well,
I don't know we can do that.
you do it beautifully.
I don't know. I keep forgetting to
It's a
mute.
skill. It's a skill set you've got there.
Anyway, this time I will put the recording up. So thank you very much, and I'll see you in a fortnight's time.
Thank
Yeah,
you
it's
very
a lovely
much.
evening. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank
Yes.
you very
Okay.
much.
Good night, everybody.
Bye,
Good
everybody.
night. Bye-bye.